I am rarely impressed by other men, but Marcus Hanlon, who is one of my Michael McLean World Building newsletter subscribers and brothers, is a man who impresses yours relentless. What the hell does Marcus Hanlon do that impresses a man like me who is rarely, if ever, impressed by another businessman, husband, father, or community leader? Well, what Marcus has done that makes him better than 99% of other businessmen, entrepreneurs, fathers, Marcus has made the ultimate, and I mean ultimate, brass balls power move. The hell is a brass balls power move? Well, it's a move that you probably don't have the stomach for, the courage for. You're simply not strong enough to go against the ordinary, the average, the mediocre pull of the quiet desperation crowd. You may be watching this video and think that you're a renegade. You may think you're a contrarian. You may think that you're a badass who looks around and does the opposite of what everybody else does. You may think that you're similar to my dad, where he didn't have any role models, he didn't have any mentors, he didn't have any parents. He's a man from the streets who looked around at his brothers, his sisters, everybody in his world as a young man. And my dad looked around and said, I don't know exactly what I want in life, but I know that I don't want any of this. Then my dad lived the Napoleon Hill principle of looking around at what everybody else is doing, understanding that everything, the mediocre majority, is dead wrong about almost everything, especially money, wealth, marriage, health, fitness, dead ass wrong about everything. So my father, without any leadership, without any mentors, without any parenting, without any examples or role models, he just did everything over the last 89 years the opposite of everything that he saw around him. He took the road less traveled. He diverged from everything ordinary and mediocre, and the rest speaks for itself. His results as a financially independent, elite husband, father, grandfather, soon to be great-grandfather speaks for itself. Well, Marcus Hanlon grabbed himself by the balls in the last 3 weeks and said to himself, he said, time to make the ultimate badass power move. And it's a move that less than 0.01% of the population would ever have the stomach or the courage to make. Would you have the stomach or the courage to do what Marcus has done? His ultimate power move was canceling, non-renewing his made in China by children forced into work. Call it slavery, call it what it is, accurate thinking. That Apple iPhone that you cherish and love so much, that's made by children in countries like China. Marcus had the integrity to cancel his on renewal and opt out. Opt out of the general public. Opt out of supporting Apple, opting out of supporting Steve Jobs, Tim Cook, and that entire toxic, insidious, evil empire called Apple. That, my friend, takes lots of testicular fortitude. So Marcus finally decided, after being involved in my brotherhood for the last year, he decided that he valued his children, his wife, his family, his peace of mind, his mental health, more than he valued supporting the use of an iPhone. So he canceled his iPhone and he went to the store and bought a simple old school flip phone. You remember one of those? That's when phones were used to be phones. That's when you didn't carry around your television, your social media, your weather, your steps, your videos. You didn't carry around your entertainment gadgets and toys in your hand. That was when a phone was a phone for a salesman. That's when phones were used for business, not for entertainment, not for distraction, not to get lost instead of working. So he bought a flip phone 3 weeks ago, and because it's a flip phone, it's now used for phone calls. Actually, courageous, brave phone calls. Not hiding behind email, not hiding behind social media, not chicken shit texting. But Marcus uses the phone for client work. He's an insurance agent. He uses the phone for business, to speak on the phone with his VIP clients. Only a few people have the phone number. And he uses the phone to speak on the phone with his wife, his queen, and his children. And he uses it as a phone that rings, and he speaks to the most important people in his business world and in his professional world on the phone. He also deleted all of the apps because getting rid of an iPhone is the ultimate environment, over willpower. I've said many times, environment is for badass champions. Willpower is for men who aren't serious about winning. If you have an iPhone in your hand, you're not serious about winning. Because it's designed to addict you, it is designed to medicate you, it is designed to keep you in fight or flight, it is designed as an attack on your mental health, it's designed as an attack on your marriage, your family, your children, it's designed as an attack on your attention span, your focus, your connection with your loved ones. It's designed on purpose for all of those things. So by getting a flip phone, he's making the ultimate choice to control his environment. So as Marcus told me, he said, Coach, all I do is use it as a phone, and I have one app on there for weather. And as I said to Marcus, I said, you don't even need that. You can do something like sticking your head out the window each day and seeing what the weather is. I've never looked at the weather in my life. My God, talk about not controlling the controllable. You think you can control the weather? My God, focus on the important, control the controllables. So Marcus made the ultimate power move. Now his phone is a phone. He has the ability to text on there, which he uses with his wife, his kids. He doesn't use texting for business. There's no email access, that's gone. There's no social media apps, they're all gone. All that manufactured toxic illness is gone. There's no YouTube, there's no videos, there's no ESPN, there's no toxic vomit mainstream news, there's no politics. It's a phone, a flip phone. He has made the ultimate power move that many multi-millionaires, many billionaires have made the same power move over the last 5 years. Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, a couple of billionaires who made the ultimate power move 5-10 years ago to opt out of smartphone use. I don't even know if Buffett has a phone, but if he has one, he has a flip phone. Of course, Charlie, one of the richest men in the world, he doesn't have any time for a so-called smartphone. He's too busy focused on the important. I have read articles on multi-millionaires and billionaires who over the last 5 to 10 years have just had enough. They've had enough of the constant distraction. They've had enough of the mental illness. They've had the lack of connection with their children, with their wives, constant umbilical cord connection to a gadget, an electronic toy. They're sick to their stomachs, what it's doing to our children, what it's doing to our teenagers, what it's doing to their families, what it's doing to their prefrontal cortex, and they're out on principle. Now, admittedly, I have a broken iPhone 7 that I use basically for what I'm doing right now, which is walking and talking. I walk and talk and I use this phone, but my BadAss champion mastermind member, David Litton, reminded me, Coach, you can go and get a video camera and do the same thing. So he eliminated even my final excuse of dealing with the insidious tobacco sellers at Apple. So I will be officially canceling my iPhone. I will be walking my talk, as I said earlier, but I'm going to be doing it very soon. And I'll be shooting these righteous walking and talking videos on a video camera, the way it should be. I'll replace my broken iPhone 7. Like Marcus, I'll take his lead, and I will I'll be purchasing a flip phone that I'll be using for what? As a phone. There's less than 15 people on planet Earth that have my phone number. I'll be I don't have email on my phone. I text. There's maybe 10 people in the world that I text with. Some of my high-end clients, my family, my wife, my sister, my brother, that's it. I'll be using my flip phone just for a phone, and there'll be no apps. I don't have any apps. I can look out the window and see the weather. I'm not interested in following fake news. I don't participate in anti-social media. I'm not interested in vomit politics. So basically, I'll have a simple flip phone if I have to carry a phone on a special occasion. I don't carry an iPhone right now. I don't carry an iPhone, so when I go on a date night, I don't have my phone. When I go for a boat ride, I don't have my phone. When I take Emery to tennis, I don't have my phone. When I take Emery usually to her math class, today's one of the exceptions because I'm getting this video in, I don't have my phone. When I go to a restaurant, I don't have my phone. When I, just on and on, I just leave my phone for hours and days at a time. And I lock it away. I control the environment. Environment's for champions, willpower's for chumps. If you're trying to manage, if you're using willpower on a smartphone, you don't have a chance. Steve Jobs, way too clever for you. Tim Cook, way too clever for you. Mark Zuckerberg, way too clever for you. I'm tired of being those guys' bitch. I'm tired of sending Apple money. I'm tired of, well, I don't do it anymore, but I was tired of supporting anything that Zuckerberg had his fingers in. I was tired of being big tech's bitch. So this will be my final throwdown, something I wanted to do and I was going to do, but I'm going to do it sooner thanks to the inspiration from BadAss millionaire insurance agent Marcus Hanlon. He's out on principle. It's better. He's now made the ultimate power move for more freedom, more control, more independence, more autonomy, and he's claimed his personal sovereignty. How the hell can you claim your personal sovereignty and autonomy? How can you honestly say that with a straight face when you carry an iPhone? An iPhone that's an entertainment system. It's designed to addict you. It's designed to make sure you never live your life or do business on your own terms. It's the ultimate vehicle to undermine your autonomy, and you carry it in your hand. So I'm out with extreme prejudice, like the great Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful. I am out with extreme prejudice. I'll be moving towards a flip phone over the next few days here as well. And I'll be taking a fucking sledgehammer to this broken iPhone 7. And once again, it'll just be me claiming more of my freedom, more of my peace of mind, more of my mental health, and more time with the people that matter. It'll be more time for Krista, more time for Emery, more time for my mom and dad. And I want to diverge. I want to be a renegade. I want to be a badass. I don't want to just talk about it. I want people to see that I carry a flip phone. I want people to be stunned. I want the mediocre majority to question my insanity. If I'm not getting that feedback, well, I'm not pushing hard enough to be a free man. I'm not pushing hard enough to claim my sovereignty. I want people snickering behind my back. I want my employees questioning my sanity. I want Joe Average and Goofy laughing behind my back. Then I know I'm on the right path, because the punch-drunk tomato can is always dead wrong. And he's dead wrong about technology, especially when it comes to iPhone addiction and iPhone junkies. So Marcus has followed the path of many great multimillionaires, some billionaires that I've been reading about, and those guys, they know what they're talking about. They know what it's all about. They know it's a game. They know big tech is an evil scheme, and they're voting with their feet and their wallets. I always tell my daughter and my wife, I say, I vote with my feet and my wallet. When we left Ontario during the China virus, left Canada during the lockdowns last year, I was voting with my feet and my wallet. I came here and we rented a home for 4 months in the land of the free, Naples, highest quality of life in America. I live in the two greatest countries in the world, the United States and Canada. I have the best of both worlds. We live on the lake in Canada in the spring, the summer, and the fall, and then we have our winter time here in Naples in the land of the free. We live where most people vacation. And I voted with my feet and my wallet. When the schools were closed, when the rinks were closed, when the pools were closed, when the barber shops were closed, when the restaurants were closed, I wasn't a tree, I moved. I wasn't a tree, I moved. I took Kennedy's advice and moved to more fertile ground. We'd never stepped in Naples, never been to Naples last year when we rented a house here for 4 months. Never, ever, ever stepped inside this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful place. And we spent 4 months here until things opened up in Canada, and then we returned for the summer. And we're going to continue to do that. We bought a home in Naples because I vote with my feet and my wallet. So by turning my back on big tech, especially Apple, by turning my back on the disease, the insidious attack on your mindset, your family, your peace of mind, and your autonomy, by going to an old school flip phone, I'm voting with my feet and my wallet. My wallet is, I'm not going to give Apple any more money, not another fucking dollar. And that's principled decision making. I'm not going to support child labor. I'm not going to support a communist regime. I'm not going to support child slavery. And that's what we're doing by having our latest gadget in our home. The spoiled, rotten Canadian adult, the spoiled, rotten American adult, we're all guilty. And I've been guilty, and I'm making a change. And Marcus was guilty, and he had the mental balls to make a change. I'm so proud of his decision when I saw him first post this on the locker room, in our anti-big tech locker room, by the way. We have nothing to do with Facebook. We have nothing to do. My online forum for my masterminds and for my newsletter has nothing to do with big tech. It's a private forum that's created by the great Ben Settle and his business partner, two entrepreneurs. Nothing to do with big tech, nothing to do with Meta, nothing to do with anti-social media. So when Marcus put this up about him buying a flip phone and heading the other direction, I was like, man, that's what winning looks like. That's how a champion thinks and behaves. That's how a badass votes with his feet in his wallet. He doesn't talk a good game, Marcus plays a good game. And I'm not surprised because I have a soft spot for tough guys. Ask Marc Andre, he played for me for 4 years in our championship hockey program in Perth. I have a soft spot for tough guys. I had a soft spot as a hockey coach for the Enforcers, and it's only natural because I was one of those tough guys. I was not an enforcer, but I was a ham and egger. I was a ham and egger player. In other words, I didn't have any talent, so anything I got in any sport has been through grinding, hard work. So when I heard Marcus is a former boxer, a former fighter, I could tell right off the bat that he's a tough guy. He's a mentally tough guy. He's a physically tough guy. And I'm not surprised that he had the balls to step up like this for his queen, step up like this for his children, step up like this for himself, and also make a principled stance against an evil company like Apple. He just basically said, and he didn't say this to me, but Marcus is the type of guy, he's a warrior who said, I ain't Tim Cook's bitch. I ain't Mark Zuckerberg's bitch. I'm not Steve Jobs' bitch. And I don't support child labor. I don't support communism, and I don't support gadgets and electronic toys that were made by enslaved children. Well done. Tip of the hat to Marcus Hanlon for the ultimate badass power move. Now, 99.9% of the men that watch this video do not have even close to the courage and the bravery to make this happen. Well, Michael, everybody's doing it. Everybody uses a phone. My kids are addicted like everybody else. That horse is out of the barn. My 12-year-old daughter is in a dark hole, black hole of unhappiness. We gave her a phone when she was 10. We can't really do anything about it. We'll try to give her less heroin each day. And, it's just burying yourself in BS and excuses. You can fix any problem with a little bit of backbone. It's called a stiffening of the vertebrae. And that's exactly what you saw from Marcus Hanlon with this play, a stiffening of the vertebrae. And I'm not surprised that a fighter, a boxer, and an elite husband and an elite father was one of my first guys to make the ultimate power move. Well done, my friend, well done. That's it. Speaking of Marcus Hanlon and the ultimate power move, voting with his feet in his wallet, one of the things that winners and champions like Marcus do is they never stop investing in themselves. They have what I call an abundance mentality. In other words, they never say, how much does something cost? They always say things like, how much will that make me? How much will the positive ROI be on this? How can this transform my business? How will this transform my life, my marriage? How much money will this make me? Just like Kiyosaki said in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, his father said to him as rich dad, don't ever let me ever hear you say you can't afford something again. He said, let me hear you say, how can I afford it? How can I afford that vacation? How can I afford that rental property? How can I afford? How can I afford? Abundance mindset versus scarcity. Marcus has an abundance mindset. He purchased my book. He's a diamond newsletter subscriber. He gets my telegrams, but he also purchased one of my products that a lot of people don't even know of. And he bought this badass, ugly doorstop of a product. And it's called my black box marketing product. And what it is is I did 7 years of newsletters in the insurance niche. But here's the thing. I had dentists, I had doctors, I had flooring company guys, I had retail, professional services, I had coaches, I had consultants, all of them in my coaching program, Renegade Insurance Marketing. And every month for 7 years, except in the summer, I would write a physical newsletter. Well, finally, after a lot of guys asked me about backdated issues, they said, how can we get our hands on these paper and ink newsletters, Michael, that you wrote for 7 years pre-BadAss Brotherhood? In other words, what I was doing 10 years ago. And finally, I got Leanne to get all of the issues we could get our hands on. They were called my UMA Ultimate Millionaire Agent and Renegade Insurance Newsletter, and she got them printed off at the local printers, and she put them together in a BadAss binder. And this thing is a fucking doorstop. If you don't use it, if you don't read it, at least you'll be able to keep open a heavy door. And it's 7 years of my newsletters and my inserts. And like I said, the marketing principles, the sales principles, the advertising principles, the promotion principles that are in the black box, it's like, wow, it applies to any industry. It's more effective in 2023 than it was back in the day. These strategies and tactics, these marketing and sales scripts, my flyers, my postcards, my examples, how to hire people, it's more relevant today than it was when I wrote it 7 years ago. Nonetheless, there's seven years of printed off newsletters, plus 4 amazing trainings. I don't even know what they are. Marcus would know. He takes out a newsletter every week and reads it cover to cover. And I'm going to put this, it's not for sale right now. You cannot buy my black box product, but I'm going to put it on sale for the next 5 days. So this week, so I'm going to sell this product Monday to this Friday, and it's called my Black Hat marketing newsletter product. And I used to sell this, there's over $5,000 worth of newsletters in there. So there's over $5,000 worth of newsletters printed off. It's a physical product. This isn't some digital go fetch product. We ship this, we FedEx it to your door. It's $5,000 worth of newsletters. My old guys over 7 years paid more than $5,000, but it's around $5,000. So I sell it for $1,997, $1,997. That's a huge discount for a $5,000 package, 7 years of my newsletters. And if you are, if you buy the product, okay, I'm going to do something even better in honor. I'll call it my Marcus Hanlon Brass Balls offer. I just made that up. I'm going to knock off another $1,000 if you buy the product by this Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So it's Monday, it's going to be on sale Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to 6 p.m. Then Leanne will pull the site down. I don't sell this thing, like I said, it's not for sale until I put it on sale right now. I haven't sold this product in a year. And you can get it for $9.97, but just these 5 days only, Monday to Friday, that's it. And then after that, it's not even going to be available. I'm not going to sell it for $3,000, or I'm not going to sell it for $5,000. I'm going to take it off the market for another 6 months or a year. So if you want a copy of it, I've discounted it from $5,000, from $2,000, and now it's $9.97. That's one customer. That's one insurance policy. That's 1 or 2 insurance policies. That's like, you don't think the phone scripts are worth that. You don't think the magazine ads are worth that. You don't think the postcards are worth that. You don't think the information in 7 years of newsletters isn't worth that. So it's $9.97 until this Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then Leanne, if you're watching this, just pull the site down. Mark Andre, disconnect the site. So that's a $5,000 product you can get for $9.97, but you have to purchase it by this Friday at 7 p.m. I'm going to try and get this right. The domain is blackhatmarketing.com. Hat Letters with an S. BlackHatLetters.com. And if that is wrong, then the link will be below in the email, and the link will be below this video. BlackHatLetters.com. The reason it's called Black Hat is I always wear the black hat in any industry. When I was in the hockey business, I wore the black hat. I want to be the most respected, most referred, most talked about it, and most hated man in hockey by the people that would never give me money. When I got in the insurance business, I wanted to wear the black hat. I immediately wanted to become the most respected, most referred, most talked about, and most hated man by my critics and by my competitors in insurance. So I wore the black hat. When I get into business and consulting, when I was in the old insurance consulting and now in BadAss, I want to be the most referred, most respected, most talked about, and I want to be the most hated by my competitors. I want to wear the black hat in consulting, which I do. So that's the reason that this product is named, really clever, eh? It's Black Hat, letters.com, blackhatletters.com. And again, if that's not exactly right, if you can't find that on the World Wide Web, then the link is below. You have till this Friday, $9.97. I don't care if you buy it or not. It won't make any difference to me whatsoever. I've been in a safe harbor financial position since, it's almost 11 years now. So whether you buy this product for $9.97 or don't, it's really not going to make a big difference to me. But it's something that can make a difference for you if you're not a punch-drunk tomato can. If you can actually read newsletters, if you can highlight and take action. If you can be a badass like Marcus Hanlon and get off your phone for an hour at a time, 2 hours at a time, leave it at home. So blackhatletters.com. That's it. Congratulations. I want to call out Marcus as a top 1% of 1%, the ultimate power move. He just said goodbye to the herd, goodbye to the crowd forever. Congratulations on an ultimate brass balls move. 2 words that changed my life, 2 words that can change yours. Be relentless.